Hi, this is Frank J. Garcia, and this is my video on classification of living things for 5th grade to 6th grade, 5th grade science. Now we're going to start by getting a quick background of classification of living things. This lesson will cover the several levels of classification that define living things. In total, there are 7. Each classification further distinguishes a living thing. These classifications transcend language and barriers. For example, the universal classification for humans is Homo sapiens. Now, when you go anywhere else in the world, every the wherever you go in the world, no matter what language they speak, no matter what language they speak, they will recognize Homo sapiens as us, the human race. Chris, I want you to think about during this lesson is why do we classify all living things? What do we gain from classification? So here we go. Why classify? Say you need help looking for something and you say, I'm looking for a living thing. Well, you could be talking about any one of the several trillion living things that are on the planet Earth. That's why we have classifications. Scientists help sort through the confusion by creating a universally accepted dictionary that includes all known living things. Now, as you can see here, classification there are 7 different categories of classification that fall in order from largest to smallest. We have the kingdom. The kingdom. Now, you'll learn later that the kingdom is only 6 different categories. So when you're telling someone you're looking for something in one of these particular kingdoms, you're still roughly talking about several billion possible living things. The phylum, which falls under that. Then we have class, order, family, genus, and species. By the time you get down to species, you will have one single living thing. Get better acquainted with each of these by searching for one of my favorite animals, the gray wolf. Now we're going to start off with kingdom. Now the gray wolf belongs to the kingdom Animalia or animal. Animalia, the animal kingdom, of course, makes up all living all animals in the world. That's why if we were to put a few animals in here, we have the fox, the dingo, a clouded leopard, the gray wolf itself, a deer, worm, and the bald eagle. That's why, as you can see out here, the tree is left outside of the animal kingdom because it belongs to the plant kingdom. For further breakdown, we move down to the phylum. All the animals with notochords, or in other words, a backbone, belong to the chordate phylum. The chordate phylum, meaning all the animals in here have a backbone. So little spineless little guys like the worm fall out of this category. Moving on, we now have class. This classification is something that you're more familiar with. You know the difference between mammals, birds, amphibians, reptiles, stuff like that. So, of course, the gray wolf falls under the mammal category, or mammalia. If we look here, of course, the bald eagle is from a part of the bird family. So, he falls out, and what we have left is, again, the clouded leopard, the dingo, the fox, the deer, and the gray wolf. Now we're going to get down to another breakdown. Something else you're also familiar with. The difference between meat eaters, plant eaters, and those who eat both. Now, the gray wolf, clouded leopard, fox, and dingo are carnivores, which therefore they fall under the carnivora class. However, the deer is a plant eater, so he falls under the herbivore class. Now we're gonna move down to another breakdown. As you can see at this point, we're getting very close to distinguishing the gray wolf from any other animal. Now we have the family. When you think of a family, you think of your personal family and possibly your extended family. As you can see, as you know, the gray wolf looks very similar to dogs, foxes, other wolves, the dingo. So, of course, when you think of someone that's a little different, you would think of the cat family. Therefore, the clouded leopard has been removed from this category. The name of this family is the Canids family. I might have butchered that name, but the Canids family, which includes, at this point, only concludes the gray wolf, the dingo, and the fox. Now we are going to get more specific with I jumped ahead, with the genus. So you can think of the genus as more of your immediate family members, meaning your siblings or your parents. Now, the gray wolf and the dingo are look more alike than they do to the fox. They're more bulky build with bulky build with very long legs. However, the fox is more of a slender build and small. So what we have now is the genus category. The dingo and the gray wolf fall under the canis category. However, the fox falls short in this one. Other members that would have fallen into this canis category would have been the Mexican other wolves, the dingo, domesticated wolves as well. Now, lastly, we have the species. We now have all the means that make up the gray wolf. The species that the gray wolf falls under is the Lupus species, meaning the Lupus species. Therefore, the dingo has his own species name, so is again taken out of this category, and we're left with only the gray wolf. Now, to get the scientific name, you combine its genus with its species. One example is one example that I've talked about before that we should be all familiar with is Homo sapien. Homo is our genus, sapien is our species, which is our scientific name, the Homo sapien. Therefore, the gray wolf is known as the Canis lupus. Now, this name, no matter where you go, will be recognized as a gray wolf for us, but it will mean something else in other languages. And that is classification of living things. Thank you for watching.